feel another presence. That presence feels you as well. Cobra!
What's up, photo collectors? P-Rockzilla back again for another review, and today we're taking a look at two pieces. This is a double dipping review. I'm double dipping them chips and double dipping both items into the same review. And today we're going to take the first one, both of them from Diamond Select Toys. I want to give a big shout out to Diamond Select Toys for allowing me to review these pieces. And the first one's going to be the Diamond Select Toys Gallery Diorama G.I. Joe Snake Eyes. And we all know you can't have Snake Eyes without this guy. And that will be, of course, Storm Shadow, his arch nemesis slash aka somewhat best friend, lifelong friend, all that kind of stuff. This is one of the iconic original rivalries back in the days when the G.I. Joe first announced and first came out in the cartoons. We all love Storm Shadow and Snake Eyes. I'm still more of a Storm Shadow fan than I am Snake Eyes, but I've always liked the bad guys for some reason more than the good guys. So, before we get this review started, please hit that like, subscribe button, click that bell notification, and let's get this review started. Dale! What's up, fellow collectors? Die Dale. Alright, as always, let's go ahead and take a look at the box before we get the figures out the box. So right in the front, you got the warning, choking hazards, you got the G.I. Joe logo, Snake Eyes PVC diorama. Right there, you got the gallery diorama. You got a picture, or actually the window right there that you actually see the statue. And of course, he has timber with him. That's definitely a cool added addition. Then right here, you got some legal information. Go ahead and read that if you want to read that. Right on the side, you got G.I. Joe. You got the American star right there from the G.I. Joe logo right in the back. And then right in the back, you got a nice picture of the gallery diorama piece right here. Snake Eyes. And then I go ahead and pause that. You go ahead and pause that if you want to read that real quick. Snake Eyes, one of the coolest characters ever made, in my opinion. Cartoons, comic book, anything, man. This dude's super cool. All right, so there's the top. All right, so let's go and take a quick look at the box of Storm Shadow real quick. And then just like Snake Eyes, you got the same thing right there. Choking hazard right here. Gallery diorama logo right there. G.I. Joe Storm Shadow. I wonder why his doesn't say PVC diorama, but whatever. It is what it is. Now, this is real cool. If you guys don't remember, the original action figures, when they actually had the card of the figures, they actually had the window of the figure. You see the window and everything. And then this little explosion was always around the actual window with the character, with the figure there. So I like the little homage they paid this. Diamond Select does, one thing they do awesome is their packaging. Like, they pay homage to a lot of things. Right there, you got the explosion going on across there again. G.I. Joe, gallery diorama. Right in the back, you got a nice picture of the set of the Snake Eyes classic suit. And then right there, if you want to pause that, read about Snake Eyes, another cool character, and one of the other coolest characters ever made, in my opinion. G.I. Joe right there. Some more legal information in the back. In the bottom. And then right in the top, you got another part of the window, and you can see the statue right there. All right, so let's go ahead and get both of these guys out the box. And once you get Snake Eyes out, you agree with this clamshell, wrapping them around. Now, there is another piece right here, some plastic piece. So I'm pretty sure it's going to be for timber, probably support the fox right there. I'm sorry, the wolf. Fox. I'm playing Black Myth Wukong, and I just beat this fox character, so the fox is in my mind. All right, but yep, so you go right there, and then right in the back, you can see real quick, this is like kind of loud. Nice little clamshell right there, not too heavy, not too sturdy. Decent clamshell protecting the statue. So let's go ahead and take a quick look at the clamshell for Snake Eyes. I'm sorry, Storm Shadow. And there we have the clamshell for Storm Shadow. See right there? Got a nice little protection protecting the statue. All right, so let's go ahead and get both of them out the clamshell so you can see in close 4K detail all the detail on these statues. Okay, so let's take a look at Snake Eyes first. And real quick before I start, he does come with this little stand right here. And what I'm pretty sure this is for, there's no instructions in the box. I'm pretty sure you put this part somewhere on this log. And this under piece right here goes under timber somewhere. Timber is on there pretty finicky, so I'm pretty sure over time, if you leave it without the stand, I can see him eventually kind of the weight pushing it down. So definitely something to check out. It doesn't show in the picture, so this is something surprise to me. So we'll see how this looks in the final pose. And let's look at the figure first. And I'm sorry, the statue first, which is Snake Eyes. I had to bring my brightness up because one thing about Snake Eyes, he is a cool character. I love the fact that he doesn't talk. Ninjas, I love ninjas, Ninja Turtles. is the suit. The suit is a good design. I love the little visor thing. I love all the details, like right here going through the jacket. I love the symbols, the way his sword looks and everything like that. But it's just that black on black. To me, even when I was younger and saw Snake Eyes, I was like, come on, like, you don't see the detail on him as much until you have it in hand, like the figures and then, you know, other thing, kind of media. So I kind of wish, like, just in general, like his suit has some like grayish, maybe some red hint like added onto there, so it could kind of stick out a little more, pop a little more. But anyway, you can see the visor's there. That's definitely Snake Eyes. I love the way they got the hand here, right here. Like he's basically about to grab the other end of the sword to put that full force and that swipe. I like the fact that he has a sword. I like the way the sword looks. Sword is a soft plastic, it's malleable, so be careful with that. I like the fact that they have the sword in hand and then not in the sheath. So definitely like that. I like the little design there on the sheath. That's pretty cool. You can see the machine gun back there. There's little kunais, whatever you want to call them, or Uzi, whatever you want to call that. The pouches all across, the sword. He got so many weapons on. See what I'm saying? Like from the distance, you won't even see all these weapons in detail until you actually have the like statue in hand, and then you can see everything from there. But I do like the way they actually did the forming on him. Like you see the wrinkles right there on the suit. Looks super realistic. I love the pose of that, just the angle there. He is on just one piece, so you do see his toes right there on the snow part, and he's also held in place by his shin right here on the ice there. So you can see that you got the handgun right there. Let's look at Timber real quick. Timber does have the pretty cool looking teeth. I like the way that looks. I think the paint could have been a little bit better on Timber, but definitely cool design. The face, the claws, everything like that. You can see him jumping into action, and he's held into place just by this little like effect here with the sand. I mean, I'm sorry, the snow. I don't know why I said sand. Maybe because of the color. So that color could have been a little bit better too. It's like it's white, but in hand it's like a white yellowish color. I mean, I know when snow gets old and stuff like that, so it could turn to ice. So yeah, I guess it's realistic. You can see the details on the bottom. You can see the wood. I had to put the brightness up just to show the detail on the black suit. So if the white is super white, I apologize about that. You see the snow going across on the back, on that tree, snow hanging, icicles hanging from that tree there. On the bottom is plain. It's like a clear plastic. You can almost kind of see it. See the clear plastic there. Decent weight. So I'll see in the final pose of how that stand goes there for Timber. But yeah, man, this looks pretty cool. I like the way the details look, I like the design of it, and all the weaponry on him. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at Snake Eyes now. I'm Storm Shadow now. And of course, as I bring Storm Shadow, I got to bring my brightness down because he's all white, so he's going to show more. So let's see that. All right. Here we have Storm Shadow. And this is the original costume of Storm Shadow, like the old school looking ninja costume. I like the way the belt looks. The buckles on there actually looks like metal. You see the belt there too. His jacket's there to go, the veins and muscle definition and detail on there. I guess he shaves his armpits. See the muscle there, the wrappings here. Love the way the sword is. The sword, it's a little loose in there, a little loose, but it doesn't come out or anything. Oh yeah, it does come out. You could take it out, huh? I wonder if you could. You know what? No, man. All right, so I thought you could take the sword out and put it in the sheath, but you can see the sheath doesn't have the hole in it for it, so you can't really take it out. So then you see Storm Shadow's face. Definitely looks like Storm Shadow. He's looking to the side, throwing his ninja stars right there. I like the way they actually did this effect for the ninja stars, so you kind of see the swiping. Be very careful because it's basically just held onto like a small plastic right there. So if this were to drop from a display or like a shelf or something, and if it were to fall on this part right here, I could see that possibly breaking off. But it should be an easy fix with just some super glue or something. But you can see the ninja stars there. I like the way that looks right there. Going to the back, you can see his kunais. You can see his ninja star there. Some arrows, the swords, the bow. Definitely has a lot of weapons on him too, just like Snake Eyes. See some more on his belt right there, the pouch, his sash going across right here. He has the flip-flops, the ninja shoes, the chancletas, you want to call them, with the toe in the middle. Now, I've tried this before, man. That's uncomfortable. I don't know if you need special socks for this or whatnot, but I've tried this in real life. I did a ninja costume one time, and I tried putting the socks on with it, and it felt like I had a thong on my toes, man. It just didn't feel right. So Snake Eyes, more power to him. I mean, Storm Shadow, more power to him to walk around like that in the snow too. See the treads in the back right there. And then we see treads right there, the snow. ice and stuff on the tree. I do like the way this ice looks. It's very transparent and it actually does look like ice. So I like the way that looks right here. And you can see the base right there. Some more ice and snow. The wood on there also. The tree trunks. I like the fact that they both have tree trunks and they both have the snow. So you definitely have to have these two displayed together, in my opinion, because these two guys are always, you know, whenever you usually see an episode in G.I. Joe, if you see Snake Eyes, you normally see Storm Shadow too. So definitely cool. I like the way the detail is on there. Some splattering. I'm not sure that's snow or just mispaint there. Some splotches there, but it still looks good. And like I said, the suit, I like the wrinkling they did on there and the definition of the muscles and details on there. The formation of the fingers too. Snake Eyes had the gripping the sword. He has a throwing star. So I like the way they did this for the formation. That's very good sculpting in my opinion. And his sword is, yeah, like I said, I feel like it does come out. It can come out, but I don't know what else you'll put in there. But yeah, super cool. The sword, I think the detail, you can see the detail on there. But I do think the sword should have been painted a little bit better to have like more of a metallic shine look on it. But overall, man, you think Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow? These are what the things you think right here. These are the guys you think of right here. Exactly how they look right here. Oh, why does my vision not go ahead? There we go. What's going on here? There we go. Yeah, so there you are. There goes Storm Shadow. And there goes Snake Eyes with Timber. All right, so let's do a quick size comparisons, and then we'll go ahead and do a final pose. And now that we got Snake Eyes ready for a size comparison, let's start bringing the pieces in. And the first piece I'm going to bring in is going to be another semi-statue. And this is the Pop-Up Parade Guts Berserker Armor. All right, and of course, I got to bring a Godzilla figure in. And this is going to be the figure I just did a review on. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. The Godzilla 1989 Event Exclusive Edition. And last but not least, let's go ahead and bring another figure in. And this is going to be the Play Arts Kai Cloud Strife from the Final Fantasy VII Remake. So there we go. Nice size comparisons with different things, just in case you currently have any of these figures or statues in your current collection and you're curious of how Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow. Now, Storm Shadow is a little bit taller because he's in the jumping pose, so keep that in mind. Just for space, I didn't want to put them in there, but I will put them together one of the final poses. But just in case you currently have any of these pieces in your collection, you're curious about Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow will fit in your display or your collection. All right, let's go get the final thoughts and final poses. So for this final pose, I want to add Storm Shadow with the other two Diamond Select Gallery Diorama G.I. Joe villains that they've done so far. Baroness, my favorite character, man. She's so bad with those glasses and the all black. Oh my God, I always had a crush on her when I was a kid. Watching G.I. Joe, I actually love Baroness. I still love her to this day, but oh my God. Anyways, here's Diamond Select Toys Baroness, Destro, and Storm Shadow. So far, these are the only ones they've done so far for G.I. Joe when it comes to the villains. And speaking of G.I. Joe in general, I think Snake Eyes is the only G.I. Joe member they've done so far. So that's another reason why, unfortunately, I won't be able to include Snake Eyes with any other figures or characters from this line because they haven't done any so far. I'm going to reach out to Diamond Select Toys to see if they have any plans for any more G.I. Joes coming forward in the future, because I would love a Spirit. Who doesn't like Duke? Who doesn't like, what's the name of the other guy? The sailor dude, I forgot his name. Damn, I can't remember his name. But anyways, there's a bunch of characters I do like from the G.I. Joe. I've always been a more Cobra fan, because to me, Cobra, they had more personality. They had costumes, they had suits. They just looked unique and different, most of the characters. And G.I. Joe, a lot of them kind of looked identical or somewhat the same, some same color palettes and stuff like that. So for some reason, I've always been a villain dude. I like the villains more. I just think they look more unique and they just stick out more and they have more personality when it comes to like their actual display and like just the way they look and in general their powers too. Like when you play games, like sometimes you want to be a bad guy. You want to do some bad things and have no repercussions to do what you want to do. But anyways, here's the three that I do have currently in hand, and they look awesome together. My favorite one still obviously Baroness, but Destro and Storm Shadow are close by there. I like the fact that each one has a different element. You have ice, you have water, you have fire. That's pretty cool. I like that. And the poses they're doing, these are actually pretty cool poses. The only thing with Baroness I did say before was just the face. The face is a little bit off. Maybe the lips or something. It should be a little bit fuller, but that's about it. And here is Snake Eyes and Storm Shadow. More than likely to pose, or I'm saying like the display I'm going to keep them in, kind of going off against each other, like basically jumping at each other, ready to take, each other's life and they just take each other out in general. Of course, Snake Eyes has the advantage of having Timber there, but you can see there, you can see Storm Shadows throwing his ninja stars at Timber, hopefully trying to distract Timber or get Timber out the way, and then he has his hand the other sword preparing for Snake Eyes. But you see Snake Eyes has noticed this too, so he had originally one hand on the sword, and then when he sees the fact that Storm Shadows uses his other hand to try to take care of Timber, he's grasping his other hand on the sword to add that extra oomph, the extra power into that swipe to hopefully knock Storm Shadow out with that one-handed sword. Man, these two pieces right here, like, they look good together, man. Like, I guess if you're a fan of Snake Eyes or Storm Shadow, you could probably get one or the other without it. But I've always been the type where I gotta have these two together. Arch enemies, and in a way, kind of good friends. Like, they kind of care for each other, but they just understand they gotta take each other out sometimes. So I like the way they look. I like the poses they use for these. I'm gonna try to keep them displayed without that stand Timber to see if anything happens, and I'll do an update video either on Instagram or Facebook, or just do a YouTube short real quick to show an update. I'm just curious because I gotta see, because I put the stand there, it just sticks out too much, and all the promotion pictures doesn't have that stand on there. So just something that kind of threw me off when I saw it. But I like the fact they give you the option to do that, because there's basically Dynasty saying, hey, we know we didn't display it like this, but giving you a heads up, there's a chance that it could break if you do it this. So by saving you guys the effort and the time and the complaints, we're giving you an extra piece to prevent that. So use it on your own if you want. I'm probably not going to use it because, like I said, it does stick out. I know it's clear, it doesn't look right in there, but I'll probably just put it on there just to see how it's going to look in the long run. But more than likely, I'll just keep it like this, and then just hopefully Timber will just hold his place there. But these pieces are cool, man. If you are into the figures and you kind of want to jump into the statues and you don't want to spend too much money, like most Prime One Studios, like above $1,000, something like that, you just don't have the space. These are cool, like entry level statues, in my opinion, where they have enough personality and detail on there. And if someone walks into your collection or your room or wherever you have them displayed, they're gonna know right away who these guys are. There's no way they're not gonna say, "Oh, who's this guy?" Unless they just never seen G.I. Joe in general, never seen the cartoon or the movies. These guys definitely stick out. I love the poses they use for these guys right here. Like I said, I like the fact they added Timber on there, because a lot of times you don't get Timber with Snake Eyes. But I hope you guys enjoyed this review. If you did, please hit the like, subscribe button, click that bell notification, and as always, collectors, keep collecting, stay safe, be good, dale. Yo, Joe, Cobra, la 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 la.